I sleep alone, sleep the streets nobody's alone.
You're now tuning to 91.3 FM. WCUW.
WCUW.
This is Voice of the Voiceless. Rip, rip. You already know. It's your boy, Saint Mike J. Michael J. Dillon. DJ Spiritual. Mike Talk a lot. Rip, rip.
And it's your man, Keith Reporter, aka Mr. Moscato, aka the greatest man walking the face of the sun.
Rip, rip.
And I'm Trooper Joe, and I'm here to help keep it real for you. Trooper Joe.
Think Peter Ghost, Rock King X, Peter Kente, one for all. And this is 91.3.
Mixed
You familiar with these guys at all?
We talk about sports, politics,
religions.
sex,
Irish,
rip.
entertainment. I've heard the
We're
poems
gonna talk about
We're going to talk about it. Not talking
on
about
other shows. Friday night. Nice at Columbus.
Someone's apple?
Oh yeah, Joe.
You guys are going to have a great week.
Yes, yeah, in the rain.
No, it's good.
It's not clear up. They said tomorrow and Thursday.
See ya. Okay.
Bye, have a good show.
Yeah, have that fun.
Voice of the Voiceless, 91.3 FM,
Yeah.
WCUW. It is your boy Truth It. I'm here to address any and all things when it's time to, and it's time to. And I am here with...
I'm Trooper Joe, and I'm here to keep it real for you.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Troop,
Yeah.
how's everything going for you this wet Tuesday, this rainy Tuesday?
I'm kind of anxious for the summer, you know.
Yeah.
I would like that to happen. I think it'd be a nice thing to have summertime and more consistent than just a 90-degree weather here and what is it, like 48 out there now or below that? It's like,
Yeah.
it's almost ice.
Right, it's pretty cold out there, but
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is.
It is.
So we are back once again in the place. Tuesday, 12, Voice of the Voiceless. How's everything going for you?
Again, with the summertime,
Mhm.
I only been in the woods twice running because it's been so cold and rainy and stuff. I don't like running in the rain.
And it's June, Troop. This is not May. This is
No.
not February. This is not March. Whatever happened to Out Like a Lamb? We didn't get the Out Like a Lamb. All we got was In Like a Lion, and now we got in this wet lion now. We got a cheetah or something.
June 6th, isn't this D-Day? I think it's D-Day.
It is June 6th.
June 6th. is
Speaking
D-Day.
of D-Day, Troop,
Normandy.
to me D-Day is any day I have to go to the courthouse.
You got it. That's you tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow I gotta go. I gotta call to find out today. Hopefully they'll say they don't need me, but tomorrow I gotta go to the courthouse for jury duty.
They don't want you. Where's it?
In Fitchburg.
Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I went to the courthouse.
And I'm telling you right now, whatever the case is, he's innocent.
He's innocent?
Yeah, I gotta restore the balance of power. Whomever it is, sir, whatever it is you done, don't worry about it. You are innocent.
Yeah. Well, when I was in there, the thing, I actually got my guy off from a drunk driving thing, but he got charged with crossing the yellow line, which is a small misdemeanor, but it was like, this is sour grapes, that's all I could see.
So he went to trial for a misdemeanor.
He went to trial for drunk driving and crossing the yellow line.
Oh, okay.
And during the case, I guess they had he had an open bottle of alcohol in the back seat.
Yeah.
He's in a Cadillac.
Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, I could see him reaching around that Cadillac and grabbing the bottle and drinking that. You know, it's like, nah.
Yeah.
He wasn't drunk. Did he cross the yellow line? I don't know. You know, was he drunk? I don't think he would, you know, he didn't even blow the limits or any of the stuff. Did he have a drink before he was in the cop? Probably.
Right.
Yeah. But that's, you know, that's the way I saw it anyway. I just wasn't going to give up.
Right, so you got him off. Everybody decided to agree with you because they knew.
Well,
that you
everybody
weren't-
decided to agree with me because they wanted to go home.
Right. Oh,
Pretty much.
that's what I hate about jury trials, Troop. Because a lot of people will give up what they believe in. It's not truly being a person of your peers if you're giving up
Yeah.
because you just want to go home. So, all right, let's find him innocent or guilty. No, it should always be, is he innocent or is he guilty?
Yeah, my conscience just said, I can't say this guy was drunk. I don't know. Could I say he had a drink? Sure. Could I say he can reach around from his position driving the car to get that whiskey in the back seat?
Mhm.
No.
So, in other words, sometimes people's freedoms are contingent on if someone wants to eat or not.
Yeah.
Or if someone's hungry or if someone's tired. That's what I don't see. The truth, this justice system, man. The justice system needs to be changed.
Yeah.
Change. But speaking about change,
Change.
we need to talk about changing your laundry at school.
I know we already mentioned it. I seen it again on Channel 25 this morning. I'm like, are you serious? Come on, people. Teach these kids something like that. I know you're thinking you're doing a wonderful thing by having a laundromat inside the schoolroom, in the schoolhouse, so these poor little brown babies. And they might as well say it, because that's what it's coming down to. That poor little brown babies, they don't have enough money, or they don't have enough time at home to get their clothes clean. It's like, come on.
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
So the story that we're talking about, for those of you who didn't catch it last week, was Sullivan Middle invested in a washing machine and dryer in hopes to get kids to curtail kids from missing days out of school. What they believe is that sometimes kids miss days out of school because they don't have clean clothes. And my opinion on that is, even if that's the case, it's only like 1 or 2. There is not like a gross amount or an outbreak of kids with no clean clothes that can't come to school. If you're investing all this money to probably save 1 or 2 in a school who didn't come to school because of dirty laundry.
Yeah. That, I think it's ridiculous. You can't take the place, school cannot take the place of parenting.
No.
It shouldn't take the place. It should work hand in hand with parenting, but it should be working on the educational development of the kids along with the parents.
Right. And not only that,
Yeah.
Troop,
Yeah.
I wear my underwear a couple days. Flip them out, flip them inside out. They good to go another day. What are they talking about? You gonna tell me these kids can't wear the same clothes to school twice before washing them?
I think, back in the day when kids used to go outside and get dirty,
Yeah.
I can understand
Right.
some of this stuff. When I got home from school, we had to change our clothes.
Yeah.
I'm going outside and get dirty. It's fall, I'm playing football in the grass yard.
Yep.
You can't wear school clothes. We didn't have a uniform, but you had school clothes. Take off school clothes.
So what are they gonna have next year? Are they gonna have, if you come to school smelling? Because so this is what
That's
happens,
what it
especially
seems
in junior high school. That's when, I don't know if your hormones kick in and you start smelling and you don't realize it. I remember that's when I realized I started to stink in 7th grade, that I had to start using deodorant. So,
smell.
Right. So what are they gonna do? Have like showers and stuff for kids that you smell, you gotta go to the office so you can take a shower? There's stuff like that. You know what that would do to a child if everybody found out that they brought their clothes to school to get washed?
That's my biggest concern is bullying. They got a big programs against bullying and all this stuff. So that tells me maybe their programs are working. So let's bring in something new that can help keep the bullying alive. Let's bring in that we can be able to bully a kid and make fun of the kid because his clothes are dirty. It's like kids are mean.
Right, very mean.
Yeah, so let's give them something, because we need to keep bullying alive because it looks good and we get some federal funding from it.
Right. Now, if they opened it up and said on the weekends they're going to have it so that your family can bring your laundry down and wash them, and I know other kids ain't going to be there, yep, I'll be washing my clothes. But even then, kids are going to find out, because as soon as you get into a fight with the other kid who's there washing his laundry, they're going to be like, ooh, I saw him bringing his laundry into school on Saturday.
Yeah, this Dirty Joe over there, that's Dirty Joe. He don't ever have clean clothes. They'll just be making up songs, they'll be bullying you. Not a very wise thing to, at least in my thing. A very thoughtful thing that in your mind, you think that you're doing a right altruistic, not even altruistic.
You mean well.
You mean well, yeah. To do this here, because you're gonna, like I said, and to quote Agatha Christie, gonna save the little brown babies that's more ignorant than myself. And
Right.
that's from, what's that express? Murder on the Orient Express. It's like, that's all I can think about with this phrase. I'm gonna wash the clothes of the little brown babies who are less fortunate than me to have a washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Leave them little brown babies alone.
Please leave them alone. Let them go. They have enough to
Teach
worry
'em.
about. You ever see the show 13 Reasons Why, with all the reasons why that girl ended up committed suicide on Netflix? Don't add another 14th reason.
Yeah.
They don't need, like, give out vouchers. That's what they could do.
God.
They should give out laundry vouchers. There's so many laundromats around the city where they could just give out, instead of paying, using that money here, okay, here's a voucher to the laundromat down the street. You go there. Because if a kid sees you out at the laundromat washing your clothes, they ain't gonna think nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I paid with that with my, oh, you can say I paid with that with my own money. It'll be a lie, but at least you can save face. That's what it's about.
I can even see the part, there's a second part to this where they have clothes that's there for the kids to wear, you know. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. You know, some kid comes there and he's got stains all over his clothes and stuff like that. I can say, here, you can't go to school like that, you know? So give me that and give him a Bobo shirt or something like that. Yeah, we used to have to wear ties, you know. If you forgot your tie, you got this, because the string tie was you got this tie that looked like a vest. It was a shield. So you had to wear that shield around all day long. You know?
Yeah.
And then you got detention too, because you didn't have a tie, so a little bit rougher back then. So I can see that, you know, the clothing type of thing, you know, but not a program that's clothing and washing and taking care of all those things that should be taken care of at home. Nah.
Right.
And then the kids, yeah, you got them in the school, but you ain't teaching them anything.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
See, you know how many of them kids that graduated in the Telegram and Gazette, right? They have Doherty High, North High. They show pictures of all these kids that are graduating, and they all with their cap and gowns on. Look like some of the dumbest kids I think I've ever seen. Oh, stupid had a face. But, no, I'm just kidding. I hope you guys go on to, congratulations on graduating. And you guys out there, I hope you guys go on and to continue to do great things for the city
I hope they
and the
do
country.
great things for the city and the country too. I hope
Yep.
that all the kids, I hope they find happiness for themselves more than anything else. But I don't think that humiliating them with their peers by telling, you know, by doing their laundry is a way to start them to find happiness.
Right. So true. So last week or the week before, it was my week for the things that annoyed me. It seems like you got a list of things that kind of annoyed you this past week.
A lot of things. Well, I'm annoyed with you know what? One thing that really annoys me a little bit is lies.
Okay.
It's not the big giant lie. It's the little lies. What do you call that?
White lies.
Yeah, the white lies, the politically correct lies.
Yeah.
I was so tired of these lies. It's like some of you people never ask me if you look good in something.
Never.
Never.
I know.
Don't do that. I'll tell you. I ain't got time to be lying. You know, I wasn't built like that. You know, even in school, I was in this class. It was a journalism class, and we were supposed to, you know, say something. Somebody would, you know, do their little column and stuff like that, and then you're supposed to say something about the column. Well, I didn't know. I don't know all this political correctness and stuff, so I did just like I did when I was in the military. You know, I said, well, yeah, this here, you can improve this by doing it. Well, everybody in the class was looking at me. Teacher turned around and stuff. You're supposed to say something positive first, then
goodness.
something negative, and then something positive. It's like, why? Why don't I just get right to the meat?
Good Lord.
This stinks. Here's what I think that is the part that stinks and stuff, and all you got to do to make it better is do something like that. That's what I want. I don't want any, well, it's kind of good and all this touchy-feely stuff. That doesn't do me any good. Get right to the meat. Tell me just how bad it is.
Well, true, but you know what the problem is with white lies?
They call that sandwiching thing. called that.
Yeah?
Yeah, positive, negative, positive.
Oh, good Lord. All right, take
They
the
got married
positives
for
from
this
there.
lying.
Yeah, so there's people, so there's, like, I know my situation, Troop, right? I make a lot of people mad
Yeah.
because I talk about racism a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who happen to be white, they shy away from me, they unfriend me on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that. That's cool. I'll take that because I still want to tell the truth. And racism bothers me that much where I'll risk losing friends to talk about racism.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my other friends who agree with the problems with racism, who are just as passionate about it, the second I say something they disagree with, they turn their backs on me. So it kind of leaves me on an island by myself. You know, it's weird that that's how things end up going, but unfortunately that's how it is with me right now.
That's that herd mentality, and that's where them lies come in. You're supposed to lie.
Yep.
You know, do you like pork and beans? No.
Yep.
What? Wait a minute. Y'all like pork? I love pork and beans.
Right. Oh, pork and beans are fat. Are great. They're
Yeah.
wonderful.
They're-
Pork and beans. Yeah, I'm a Muslim, but I like pork.
Yeah.
I like the pork and the pork and beans too.
Yeah.
Like no, that's you're supposed to be accepted for your difference of opinion, but I don't feel really accepted by. Maybe it's me, but I've even growing up, I've never really felt accepted by people.
Yeah.
The second you say something they disagree with, your back is turned on you. So you're trying to fight white supremacy, something that you don't believe exists.
No, I don't believe white privilege exists.
Oh, okay, all right. So, white privilege is white supremacy in a way.
No, I don't think so. I think white supremacy is
Who's
not
winning
privilege.
right now?
Yeah, who's winning? Not
Right.
white privilege I think is made up by black people. Don't know why, but I think
Well,
black people
if you're
made
winning-
up white privilege.
All right. Well, if you're winning because of white supremacy, then the benefits of winning is what white privilege is. White privilege is the benefit of being first.
I think that you're playing with the words, I guess. Because I don't know what white privilege is. I don't see white privilege. I see white people as white people. You're white, okay?
Me too.
You can do that.
And I always
You're
see
not
them.
white.
And I
Okay,
always see
that's
them as
cool.
loving people too, until
Yeah.
they show me otherwise. I never look at a person and say, "Oh, this person might be evil because they are white." Never once do I do that. Never once have I done that. I go by what I see.
That's what I do. It's like I don't really care what you look for.
Right.
Well, you know, talking to you, I'm talking to you. You know, we're talking about something or somebody or anything, but I ain't talking to you because you're white, so I have to talk to you in a different way.
Right.
It's
Which is
like-
what we shouldn't do with anybody. We shouldn't have to
I
talk to
don't know
people
with
in
anyone.
different. Well, we shouldn't have to talk to people differently because they are different. But in a sense, I think we should talk to people differently because they are different. And here's another thing that was kind of your pet peeve a little bit this week:
What's that?
Spanish.
Oh, the Spanish.
Yes.
One of our loving co-hosts.
Shout outs to Nate B. the Ghost. I really hope one day
Spanish
he
people.
returns, man. He was
Yeah.
really an important part of Voice of the
Grow
Voices,
up.
and VOV ain't the same since he's been gone. So I really do hope he comes back
Yeah.
at some point.
He gotta be in his bonnet about I guess his jobs and people of Spanish who can speak Spanish and getting these jobs.
Right.
They're 2-cent jobs, man.
Well, let's start from the beginning. Number one, his premise was correct.
His
If
premise.
you learn Spanish, if you know Spanish, you have a higher chance of getting a job. A lot of people learn Spanish from an infant. They learn
Yeah.
Spanish just like they learn English.
Oh yeah.
So they already have. So then he said they have it better than black people,
Oh yeah.
especially in Worcester because they can get those jobs, which is technically on the surface, if you're looking at something from far away, is true.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. You're looking at it from far away. The job's not. They're getting the job because they can communicate with other people who need something.
Right.
It's not a big position. It's a big hard job. And
Right.
if you want to, in your field, if you want to move up in there, you got a beautiful a girlfriend right there who speaks Spanish. You know, it's like talk to her in Spanish.
Right.
You'll pick up the language after a while.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be a little bit more proactive than just go into some victimization mode. That Black people can't get a handle on anything now because the Spanish people can speak Spanish. Okay, the Portuguese can speak Portuguese and the French can speak French, but what's that got to do with you moving yourself forward? If you want to learn that, learn it and move forward.
This is why we need our own language. You feel me? Check this
Oh,
out. What I'm
not
saying,
that
right?
body
Let's get it
stuff.
popping, right? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? What I'm trying to say is, check this out. Hold up, home skillet. Hold on, home skillet. Let me just break it down. No, but seriously, what he said was true.
It is true,
But
it's
I
like,
think what he does is he villainizes
that's what he
the
did.
Spanish people, and you shouldn't villainize Spanish people because they are dealing with the same
Sure.
incarceration, white supremacy. They're dealing with the same things in this country that black people are dealing with. So, well, not the same thing.
Hell yeah. The racism on African Americans is endemic to this country. The racism on the other people that are coming into this country is a little bit different because the majority people, the white people in this country, don't know much about them yet.
Right,
And-
true, but see, I don't want to make it a contest either. But I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
what it is.
It is okay, so it's a contest. I don't know if Spanish people have it as bad as black people.
Spanish people, when it comes to if the white person wants to say something negative about a Spanish person,
Mhm.
it's just as accepted if he wants to say something negative about a black person.
Okay, but what about things such as like poverty and
The Spanish people have a culture, and within that culture, and a language. This is one thing that I think anyways that makes it
Mhm.
easier for the Spanish people to be able to move up on that social ladder. They come from a culture and they come from a language. The African American, his culture is American.
right.
His language is English.
Mhm.
It's the same as the white person who's in America. His culture is American and his language is English. So I guess so that everybody can feel separated, they put in all these different roadblocks and stuff. And then they find all kinds of things that say, well, this is why this happens and this is why. It's like women CEOs and stuff.
Yep.
This, everybody said, well, women can be CEOs. I think women would be much better CEOs than men, actually. They
Really?
think I think they think more rationally than guys do.
Really?
Yeah, I think guys play a lot, that's all. We're stupid.
But you don't think? Okay.
I think that women are real. But here goes the problem.
Mhm.
The women can't get along with themselves. Well, okay, but I might want to have a baby. All right, so I'll need to take off a whole year. All right, let's stop the world from churning because the CEO of some big Fortune 500 company is going to take off a year because she had a baby. And
Mhm.
this is what happens. Does she have the rights to take off a year? Yeah, if she wants to.
Mhm.
But it's like you can't be the CEO and then be the mother too. You have to make that choice.
Well, true. You just named one of the biggest issues in the black community when you were describing women.
Yeah.
Black people don't get along with black people.
They don't get along with black people.
You know what? I don't. So I've done a lot of business with black people in this area. I've had the worst. Either I have the worst luck, or it's indicative of the problems that I have with black people in this area. Business with them has not been the best.
No, but no, they want it. First they got good and they don't want the good. It's like, no, that's too good. I got to put something in so it fails. It's like, why are you sticking in this big old roadblock to make it fail? Because that's what I'm used to, I guess. I have no idea, but I don't do well with the black people with business. But there are a lot of black people that are in this country that do very well with business.
Right.
You
You said that kind of about, well, not you said that, but it's been said about Bill Coleman.
Yeah,
It's been said about Bill Coleman that Bill Coleman, like for example, he's running for District 1, right?
Yeah.
That's a rich,
Yeah.
predominantly white district. Mostly.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, when asked for a platform, he couldn't give what his platform was.
Yeah.
People were begging him, Bill, what is your platform? What are you running on? And he could, we'll get behind you, Bill, if you just tell us what your platform is. And he refused to say it. He just kept saying, look at my credentials. Look at my history. What does looking at your history have to do with what platform you plan on running on?
That's what I'm talking about. They got good, so then they got to put something in there that's going
right.
to make them fail.
Right.
It's like, Bill, why are you running in District 1?
Of all places.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you don't want to win.
Right. You should have ran at large, and you should have
Right.
looked for maybe the black vote, the minority vote.
And-
Even the minority vote.
Yeah.
Black, Spanish, all of them. And he could win if he did that.
Yeah, he could, but he's not going to.
I don't know.
He's going to run in District 1, where it's almost assured you can't win.
And it's a four-way race, too. It's not like, it's not him against one other person or two people like he did when he was running for mayor, and that was just, that's a whole nother beast on its own.
Yeah.
But he's running against four other people in the same district where, I don't know. Maybe if he gets the votes that voted for him for mayor, and the mayor, wait a minute, he didn't get a lot of votes.
I think that it's the safest way for him to run. I think he enjoys running and stuff. I don't really believe that Bill Coleman has any real desires to get elected.
Really?
I really don't see it.
See, I think he wants to.
I don't know. He, like I said, what the people are asking him for, what's your platform, and to answer somebody who your future in politics depends on by saying, read my
Yeah,
credentials.
Google me.
Google
That was one
me,
of his responses.
Look up my credentials. You're not wanting to win.
Right.
That's just basics.
Yep.
Even if you're trying to start a business or you're trying to do anything, and somebody says, "Well, what are you about?" You post to have that in there.
Right.
They give big courses on the elevator speech and all these kind of things like that. And to say something like that, it's like you don't want to win.
Right.
The people show an interest in you, and the first thing you tell them, "Well, don't bother me. I don't know."
Right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yep, you're right. So, Bill Coleman, if you do have a platform and anything we said is wrong, you can feel free to come on Voices of Voices and let us know what your platform is. But
throw it out there.
right, when they were asking him, he would not. It was like he refused to give it. But what I told them, this is the thing, right? So I made a comment of, well, why don't you guys get a candidate ready to run, right? And you know what their response was in a nutshell, in not so many words? We're scared to run.
But pretty much.
Scared to run. That's what it is. All this protesting, going out blocking traffic, going out doing all this stuff. Well, why don't you get someone to run?
Yeah.
Oh, well, a lot of people, they're afraid of politics or they don't like politics. Well, politics is the only way you're going to change. That's why do you think Connie Luke's challenged when Connie Luke said, if you don't like it, go from that side of the bench to this side of the bench. If we're so evil, vote us out. And now I always ask myself, why hasn't no one done that yet? But at least now I know why. Right. Now at least I know why.
That's the whole thing. If you want change, and change it. And if you want to be a politician, be a politician.
Yep. And
But
if you want to be scared, say you're scared.
Say you're scared. There's no shame in being fearful of things like
Right.
that. But that's quite all right. Everybody's not supposed to be out there in the front, sucking up all the abuses and stuff for other people. That's not everybody's call in life.
Right. And not everybody's made to be a politician either, and I
Yeah.
understand that. But
Yeah.
you're going to tell me if you get 1,000 people in front of City Hall to protest, you guys can't get together to get one
candidate?
person,
Yeah.
one candidate. Oh, one of the things that was said was, yeah, it'll even be a problem if they all get in front of, get in front of Michael Gaffney. You have to deal with Michael Gaffney and Connie Lukes. Well, no one said justice and freedom is going to be easy, of course.
Well, that's
You're going to
what
have
they want.
opposition, right.
It's
So
like-
when you want to get elected so everything will be breezy and easy, oh, talking about running on a slate. Forget a slate. Get one person in there at a time.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
You start with one, and then go from there.
Right.
And then that's what you do. You start with one and go from there. But you're right. You're absolutely correct. You got to have that one, and you got to have the right one.
Right.
You got to have one that's going to be taking the risk to stand up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not gonna change the way the politics is done here in Worcester overnight.
Nope.
It's just not gonna happen.
No.
There's way too much money involved in Worcester right now to make those changes. And it's not Worcester money, it's coming from outside investing inside of Worcester.
Yep.
You know?
But we have every excuse in the world why we're not going to do it. Oh,
Yeah.
because don't want to run because of this. Don't want to run because of my past. And I understand that. That's the reason why I want to run, because not necessarily past, but because there's things in your when you run, your personal light is brought to the forefront.
Yeah.
And some people are afraid of that. But say you're afraid of that, then don't criticize Bill Coleman.
No.
For being brave enough, no matter how much you dislike what Bill Coleman's platform is, and you don't want to mess with Bill, that's fine. But at the very least, he's at the city council meetings,
Yeah.
he's out, he got his signatures. Get to that level at least first, before we start criticizing other people for what they are or not doing.
Bill Coleman, I think if he really wanted to be a politician, I think he'd be a good politician. He's not afraid to go out there and get down in the trenches and do the work and stuff. But I don't think he wants to be a politician. I just don't think so. I think he likes to run. I think he likes the limelight of running. I think he's scared of winning.
I do. I want him to do that. I do hope that he wants to run, and I hope that he wants to win. Because if it come to find out down the line that he really didn't want to, he just I'd be like, what the heck is wrong with you, Bill? I'd have a serious problem with
That's
you,
the
Bill.
freedom of America. You can do this. All you gotta do is get the signatures.
Freedom to be stupid, I guess.
You too can run. But you're absolutely correct. If you got 1,000 people out there, you got 1,000 people. That's an army.
Right.
That's an army. You got an army.
Right.
And if you came within the ranks of your army by one person to be your spokesperson,
Yep.
and to go out there and take care of the business for you, then
You just complaining just to complain.
Just
That's
to
it.
complain.
It's just like a baby kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
You know what annoyed me about my kids was sometimes when you made sure they were fed, they were changed, they were
Oh.
bathed, they were everything, and they sitting in their crib and they just. You just had that serenity feeling, and then all you hear is rah, 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 rah. It sounds like a bunch of lizards. They're screaming, and then there's nothing wrong with them. It's almost like, man, I can't deal with you.
that's what they do. They
Yeah.
want, because their kids' biggest plaything is you.
Right, right.
That's what they want. It's like, I want my toy.
So is complaining about Worcester their plaything? That's the
Pretty,
question.
but their plaything is doing the complaining.
Yeah.
All these protesters that I see going on and stuff, where's your end line? Where's the end point? What you want?
What's
What
your
are
end
you
game?
talking about?
Yep.
I see you out there having a good time complaining and stuff, and mostly in retrospect, you're complaining, retrograde, complain about something that happened. All right, now what you want to do to fix it?
Right.
Like the policing and stuff like that. Everybody complaining about the policing and the way the police act, and they're absolutely 100% correct.
Right.
Now you got to force the people to make change on it.
Right.
Keep saying, look, told you so, told you so, told you so. Gets pretty boring after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's all
4 years now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how. I think it's even been longer than that. I think when Connie Luke said, if you don't like it, you don't like it, go to that side of the bench, to this side of the bench. I think that might have even been longer than 4 years.
Yeah, it's like that. That's what you need to do. And the politicians, they ain't even got platforms. They're just Japanese, just saying, well, that Sarai's no good.
Yep.
They're just pointing fingers at people without any real kind of proof behind what they're saying. They're just saying. And this is what people like to hear, I guess. This is the new way of politics.
Right.
And it shows that, I always keep saying that anyway, the Democrat. Now, what I heard on today on the news about Russia and somebody giving all this thing out, Russia and all trying to control the American the electoral Congress.
Yep.
And going after. Come on, Russia ain't nobody in the world got all that kind of power and stuff like that. Just because you tap into somebody else's email and stuff, let out some dirt, That ain't what happened. You guys got mad at each other because Bernie's over here and Hillary's here, and never the two shall meet.
Right.
So if you're not voting, I'm not voting for Hillary. If Bernie doesn't win, well, I'm not voting for Bernie if Hillary doesn't win. And Trump's sitting over there. I love all you people.
Right.
Just
Right.
keep this up. You know, now everybody wants to get rid of Trump, who I personally don't think is doing that bad of a job.
Right. So in the 60s, the civil rights movement, the protesting had a place because it was
Yes.
difficult for black people or people of color to get into politics.
Oh, they had more than a place. You took a risk. You took a financial risk. You
Yep.
took a physical risk. You took a risk.
Today, not so much.
Not
You do
so
take
much.
some risks and some sacrifices, but you should be able to get out there and vote.
Yeah.
So, not only vote, get out there and run.
But you don't have to. Now you don't have to dogs biting at your chest and stuff like that. Boy, lean in the dog like, yeah,
Right.
I got something for you, Holmes.
Now you got turtles biting at you.
You got turtles.
Yep.
And they're scared of turtles.
They are. They are.
Don't have German Shepherds no more. Got little silver-sized turtles.
All right, Troop. So there's a lot of other stuff going on in the news. I didn't know if you wanted to.
Sure, I talk about everybody.
All right. Well, one of the things that a couple things we can go back to local news in a second, but I just found this out. I remember this was in the news yesterday. I didn't talk about it today. But as a Christian, I cannot have myself off limits.
Off limits.
Yeah. All right. So a woman admits in court that she and about 30 others beat a gay church member.
They beat the gay church.
They beat the gay church member.
beat the devil out of them.
On Friday, North Carolina woman Sarah Anderson testified to helping attack a fellow church member because he had sexual thoughts about men. They literally tried to beat it out of him.
See, for me, first thing that came into my mind, were these people from another country?
Nope, they're from North Carolina.
Yeah, they're from North Carolina. Is another
Well, that is enough. Say no more. Say no more.
Yeah, I can't. You's a homosexual? I'll beat the devil out of you right
Yep.
now. I'll beat the homosexual out of you.
Yep. Anderson and about 30 members of the Word of Faith Fellowship attacked 23-year-old Matthew Fenner during a January 23, 13 prayer session. She said during the trial of Minister Brooke Covington, who was charged with kidnapping and assault for her role in the attack. The church members allegedly beat Fenner, yelled at him, and strangled him. People are crazy, Troop.
I hear you. Well, they'll justify that by saying, and here's how they talk to. Well, Jesus got mad when and tipped over all the tables and set the birds free.
Yep.
Up in there in his father's temple.
Right, yes, he was pretty upset when he...
Wrong people.
Yeah, he didn't, no.
Wrong. No, you just can't be beating up people because they're different than you are.
Right.
And then go sit back at home and call other people different names because they're saying, well, you're different than me, so that's all you're doing. You're giving, you've actually gave people the right to beat you in this regard.
Yes.
You took and beat this guy because he's homosexual. Well, why can't the Ku Klux Klan down in your neighborhood beat you because you black?
Right.
And then with the Ku Klux Klan, why can't the Black Panthers beat you because you white?
Even though Brooke Covington is white. This church was white. North Carolinians.
Whatever.
Beat them too.
You just giving permission for a whole line of different people to get beat from the person above them. Till you get to if you got $1 billion, then you can go down there and beat up a millionaire. And if you got $2 billion, you could beat up a $1 billion person. I mean, you're just opening up a floodgate of just craziness.
Crazy.
That's just crazy.
So that's what's going on in North
Don't
Carolina.
try to beat me though.
Yep. But let's before we come back to Massachusetts, Troop, let's get to this story. I think we talked about this earlier, but I still think that you were a little harsher on this than maybe I did. Yes. Bill Maher
Bill
on
Maher.
his show.
I still love
Real Talk with Bill, not Real Talk with Bill Maher, but I forgot what the name of his show is. Anyways, he was on his show interviewing the senator, and the senator said, "Come work on the fields with us." And he said, "Oh, work on the fields? I'm sorry, I'm a house beep." Use the N-word, Troop.
He did use the N-word.
Now, he was joking and knowing, see, you know what I sound like? You know how I know you might be right and I might be wrong? I use the same defenses a lot of white people use, a lot of racist white people use to prove that they're not racist. Racist white people that are not racist will say this. I have a lot of black friends. Because you know what I was getting ready to say?
What?
I was getting ready to say, he's dated black women before. So he can't be racist.
He can't be. I don't know anything about whether he's racist or whether he's a pencil. I have no idea
Right.
but he's a professional person in the public eye. He's a comedian and all this stuff. He should have known better. He should have been able to control his mouth. And what he did, what he said, was much more hurtful, I think is a word. I don't even more powerful on a hurtful kind of level, because he just didn't say a word. He took and he attacked the whole culture.
Yep.
He attacked, you know, a different way of walk of life that black people had. So in that regard, he should have been held accountable for what his actions are. You know, he should. That goes without saying. He's supposed to do that because he's a professional individual. And like I said, the difference between the house and the field, he was bringing up history and stuff like that. He was bringing up bougies. He was bringing up all kinds of negative connotations on black people and stuff. This
Right.
just wasn't the usage of the word, you know, the N-word. It
Right.
just wasn't. It was way much deeper than that.
Right.
It was giving white people this whole litany of ammunition that they probably didn't even know they had.
Right.
to bring about for the summer of 2017. Yeah, what's his name? Maya?
Bill Maher, M-A-H-R.
Bill Maher, shame on you.
Right.
Shame on you.
So Bill Maher dropped the N-bomb on Friday's episode of Real Time while interviewing Republican Senator Ben Sasse of Nebraska.
Blast.
Now come on, man. If a Republican came to me and said, "Hey, come work on the fields with us," I think that might be a little bit apprehensive to. I wouldn't make the joke, but I could see why someone would make the joke. And Bill Maher did it. I understand what you're saying about it being wrong, but at least there was a joke involved. There was humor, and I could see the humor involved in it.
It was white humor perpetrated on the culture of African Americans. It wasn't right.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't right. But okay, so the difference between what he did and what Kathy Griffin did was I could still see. But I could still see a joke in what he did. What she did was just disgusting. I don't.
Yeah, hers was mean and nasty
Right.
and evil.
Like, so she can't say, "Oh, I'm a comedian, and as comedians we do things," because it doesn't make sense. There's nothing comedic about holding a severed head of someone, of anyone.
Bloody severed head.
Right. There's nothing comedic about it.
No, it's not even, and it's against the law.
Right. Well, she ain't getting charged, so.
I don't know why.
Right.
I would charge her. But like I said, to Bill Maher or Maya.
Maher.
You know, I never seen his show. I think I know what he looked like, redheaded fella.
Nope. He's not getting fired. He's Jewish. He's not getting fired either. They said HBO won't. They're not going to get rid of him. So yeah, that's Bill Maher right there.
You know, I don't know. HBO is a different walk of life anyway.
Yep.
You know, it's not the main. It's not the old-fashioned regional type of sponsorships they get. So I don't even know what kind of sponsors they have and stuff. But
Right.
what he said, he literally used the culture of a race of people. You know, the African American. It ain't black. It ain't the N-word. It's the culture of African Americans. You know, it's like
Yeah.
field, house, bougies, all that kind of stuff like that. That all comes from the culture. You know? And all he did was make it in the lowest possible denominator that he could find. No, I'm not a field.
Right. I'm a house Negro. He said I'm a house Negro.
I'm better. Yeah, I'm a house Negro. I'm not a field Negro. You know, the field Negroes are stupid.
Well,
You
no,
want me to
but
come
that's
work
not
in
what
the-
he was
I'm
saying.
a-
Just go
I'm-
work on the field with
I'm
the
a
tree.
house bougie.
True, that's not what he was saying.
No,
guy
I
has
know
to come-
that's, he was trying to be funny, but what he did in his trying to be funny was he insulted a culture. And I don't think that's it.
It didn't offend me. I'm not offended at all by it. I thought the joke was funny.
I'm offended by it.
You know why? Because you're from a different
Well, I'm an
generation.
anthropologist.
Well, okay, all right, so that too. But you're also a different generation. When we grew up, and remember, I grew up in a time where everybody was calling him that word for endearment.
Yeah.
So I mean, even would make jokes like that. So when someone said I'm a house, I'm a house Negro, then yeah, I when I first saw it, I giggled, but I immediately when I saw it, I said, I don't think he should be the one making that joke though. But would you be upset if it were a black person making that joke?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's the difference. I wouldn't be offended at all if a black person made that joke.
Because this degrades the whole African American culture. You know, the African American, you had the house Negro, you had the field Negro. Yeah, but that's what he was saying. That's what that was. Come work with me in the field. This senator was wrong in the first place.
Right.
You know, it's well.
I don't think he knew any better. I think he meant in the political field.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Yeah, because I don't know. He responded in a very negative, derogatory way. I'm a house Negro.
Right. He meant to be offensive, he meant to take a shot at the senator, but not as black people.
He took a shot at the culture of black people. There was house Negro, field Negro. There was Uncle Tom's, and there was Chicken George's. I don't even know what you
Right.
call it. But they had all these different kind of walks of life within that culture. You know, and it was different. There was high yellers. They was in the house. You know, there was bougies, the bourgeois lady. Look at her. She thinks she bourgeois. Look at her with her high yellow self. You know,
Right.
all this kind of stuff. He took a slap at all that. That's the way I see it anyway.
Right, but
he took a slap
but
at all
you
that,
would be-
and he should not have done that.
But you would have been offended of all if you would
If
have
a
walked
black
around.
person did, I'd have been.
Yeah, right. If you would have walked around with me and my friends in high school in the '90s troop, you would have been offended completely by everything we said and did.
Not
But
really.
it's a different, yeah, it's a different time.
I come before they had civil rights. It wasn't elected when I was out there. You know, I come from before that.
Right, but so yeah, you know what?
I seen Falcons that said whites only and stuff
Right.
like that.
So remember what I said about I said earlier today. People are only people feel like 9/11 was so tragic because they feel like a monster. That how Jerry Carmichael said that, the comedian.
Yeah.
People only feel like 9/11 was such a big tragedy because if they didn't feel that way, they'd feel like a monster. In the same way, people are offended over Bill Maher's joke because if they're not offended by it, they feel like they're letting someone get away with something they shouldn't get away with. But nobody in this day and age nobody from my generation at least is offended by that joke.
But see, for my own defense, this is why my offensiveness came. Like I'm offended by that there because I feel as though the African American, because that's what they refer to as African American, and like I said earlier, the culture that we have is American, and the language that we have is English.
Yep.
But the subculture that we have is that slave that comes from that slavery, and it comes all the way up to the establishment of our freedoms and stuff like that. That's all our subculture. So for him to say, well, I'm a house Negro instead of I'm a field Negro, he's cutting down the subculture of the African American.
No.
He is. He's taking that away. He's making that like that's the lowest form of existence is to be the field. I'm just a little bit higher. I'm a house. It's like that's
All right.
so rough. might quit. You know,
A lot of people are calling for Bill Barr to be fired.
you don't have to quit or be fired. Just, I'm sure you gave your apology and stuff like that. But next time, think about at least think about me. There's a lot more ramification. There's a lot more hurt in what you said than that itty bitty trying to be funny and making some kind of comparison between two black people, a house Negro and a field Negro.
Right.
Come on, it's like that's wrong. That's wrong.
All right, Troop. So before we get up out of here, we got a couple minutes left. We got about 8 minutes left. Let's try to get 4 minutes into these two stories. The first story is should the 20-year-old be charged? Should she's being charged for manslaughter for convincing her boyfriend to commit suicide? So if I'm texting someone right now, Troop, and I say, go on, kill yourself, you should just go on, do it. You'll be sad if you don't do it. I really think you should do it. And they go on and do it. Should I be charged with manslaughter, Troop?
In that scenario that you said right there,
Yep.
no, you should be charged with maybe a manslaughter, but you should get off. This woman should be charged with first-degree murder.
Yeah.
That's what she perpetrated. That's her boyfriend. She knows he had a history of suicide. He had tried it before. All she did was bait him and berate him and coerce him.
Yep,
and
coerce suicide.
Everything within her power, even though she's such a predator to do this.
That's the girl who did it.
I don't even like her. I don't even like her. She
Blonde-haired.
Yeah, blonde hair, blue eyes, and she's going to play on all that stuff. Oh, I'm such a bad, I didn't mean to, I miss him so much. I thought that if I said these things, he wouldn't do it. No, even when he said, I don't want to do it, you said, get back in that car.
Right. But you know what, Troop? She's going to get off.
She should be dead.
She should be, but she's going to get off. You know why she's going to get off? The defense argued in her opening statement that the death of Roy was a suicide, not a homicide, and said that if he had tried to kill himself before it was ever involved. The defense concluded that by their statement, by saying Carter was 30 miles away and arguing that she couldn't be held responsible for inflicting harm, which is a required criteria for a manslaughter conviction. So this is kind of just like physical abuse versus emotional abuse. Because you can get arrested for beating someone and going to jail, but I can't get arrested for using my words to hurt a spouse or someone like that.
She can. I think that in today's age where technology plays such an important part in today's world, and it's been the last 10 years and stuff, and I think that woman's manipulative things on a person who was, I don't know his mental state. Obviously, it wasn't in the best of health.
Mm-hmm.
I think she took advantage of that for her own personal entertainment. That's why I think this lady is vicious, vile. She's the devil. She need to be stoned. This lady is not a good person. People do not let this lady in your house for Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, any holiday. I don't care what it is. Do not go near this woman. Don't let that woman near your children. She's violent. She's vicious.
Very bad.
She's extremely manipulative. There's no way in the world that this woman should not be charged with anything less than first-degree murder. She premeditated that, and at the end she told the fool to get back in the car.
Right.
And he got back in the car and died. Come on! It's like she played on a weaker-minded individual. You're gonna burn, girl.
Yeah. So tell us how you really feel about it. I mean, my goodness. You said, I've never heard you talk that way about anybody in my life.
That's just wrong.
That's
just wrong. When it's wrong, it's wrong. It's like, stop trying to cover this up because well, that would be that white privilege type of stuff, because she's a little white girl with the blue eyes and she can put on the sad face. Well, that's what she used to get this guy to kill himself.
Right.
It's like, that's her weapon of choice. So if I carry an AR-15, that makes me more American and better standards with everybody instead of just carrying an old AR-60. You know, it's like, come on.
Right.
That was her tools that she used to have this boy do it.
Right.
And it wouldn't be first degree murder in my eyes, except that she told the kid to get back in the car.
Yep. She did. She told him. He said, "No, I don't think. I think I can't do. I think." She said, "Get back. Get out." No, she told him to get out. Oh yeah, get back in the car. Yep, she did. She told him to
Get back in the car. Come on.
You're right. She did.
Kid's like, I don't want to kill, but yes, you do.
Yep.
You better kill yourself.
Well, but that. He shares some of that responsibility. I don't know, True.
He did. He said.
But you know what they'll do? She's going to get off, but they're going to change the law. This is going to change the law now.
Yeah,
Where
it will.
Yep,
It set a precedent.
Yeah, she set the precedent, but she's going to, unfortunately, she's going to get off. And the last story, True, unfortunately, since we're trying to speed through this, the Bella Bond. The mother. Yep, the mother took the stand today to say that she did lie to not only the child Bella Bond's father, but she also lied to an eviction lawyer too. Because while she was going to court for being evicted, the lawyer was like, "Well, if you bring your kid, it'll make it harder for them to say you got to get evicted. Where's your kid?" On Mars. There was no place. So now, they put all their. This is what the prosecution did. They put all their eggs in a basket. They put all their eggs in one basket so they could prosecute this person, and now they're gonna. He's gonna get off too.
He's gonna get off too because he can't prove anything.
Yep.
And she's gonna get on probation and stuff. Both of them people need to die, very miserably. I don't even know if they need to die. Anyone say they need to die? They need to be convicted of murdering that little girl.
Yep.
That's what happened. This clown thinks it's a demon.
All
this
right.
woman says, "I'm scared of this clown who thinks it's a demon." Please.
Well,
Both of you you were so high on heroin, you didn't have any idea what was going on in the world around you and stuff. And because of that, the little girl dead, then y'all started to cover it up. Neither one of you need to walk.
Right. Well, Troop, that's it. That's all we got. It's 12:59. 1 minute left on Voiceless. I'd like to give you shout outs.
I'm going to shout out to my lovely Brian Lara and to my two scientists, Mason and Max. I got to tell us the odd microscope, so we're going to start the scientific notebooks as soon as summer gets.
All right, microscopes. Okay. It's called a microscope, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
microscope.
I always mix that and telescopes up.
Yeah.
But, all right, this is your boy Truth It. We will see you next Tuesday. Same 12 o'clock time. 12 o'clock shadow on WCUW 91.3 FM. Voice of the Voiceless. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. And we will see you guys next week.
Well, I'm taking on opium. I'm tired of it.
All right. Let's get it out of here.
Yeah, those were some hot issues, boy. There were some hot issues.
Hi guys, this is Abby Gardner and you're listening to
stole her
WCW
too.
91.3 FM Worcester. I'll see you at Falcon Ridge.
I'm Bud Sargent, host of the Four Green Fields. Please join me for an evening of Irish traditional music in support of WCUW Community Radio on Friday, June 9th, 2017, starting at 8 p.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall, 44 Circuit Ave North in Worcester. The concert will feature Killian Valley from the Irish supergroup Lunacy, along with Ryan MacGyver and Worcester-born All-Ireland fiddle champion David Ducey. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Advance tickets are available at coolbondroadconcerts.com or by calling me at 508-868-7552. That's Killian Valley, Ryan